for the Asia Cup, and we're here with the C4, and I'm once again joined by now the permanent C4 commentator for the rest of the Asia Cup, Kalau.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Singapore for tonight's race. It's gonna be hot out there, Ben, right? With the weather in Singapore and the weather out at home, actually in Europe, which is pretty hot this month.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of countries feeling the heat at the moment.
So we have drivers out already,
and
Alex is the first to go.
I'm looking down for tyre choices, and it's either softs or hards at the moment for everybody. Very interesting. Personally, I think if you look for the most ideal strategy, you know, I think pretty sure all the pros use mediums to hard. That is, I think, on paper. You know what
I think that everyone wants to go through a set of tires just to warm up, and because you only have one set of mediums, and I'm guessing everyone will want to qualify on those. So basically, everyone is trying to warm up before going for the one-shot quali they have with the mediums.
Indeed, I think some guys just want to use the hard tires, maybe get a feel for them, and have to see as well. Might see. Well, of course, we don't know what the weather is at the moment. You never know; it could be raining, so to see how that develops. Alex will be the first car, just coming to the end of the middle sector, and we'll see what he can do. Assuming maybe he's just going for that bank lap. Of course, it might be interesting as well to get maybe a good time on the hards if you invalidate that medium lap, because theoretically all the guys will be going for, you know, effectively a one shot on the mediums, so that qualifying on the hards almost gives you a backup to try and avoid the soft tyres as well.
Well, in all training and all practice I did in Singapore, like softs are at their fullest, like for a couple of laps maybe, and you can stretch them 5-6 lap stops. After that, you're skating on them.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe if there's a late safety car or something like that, we might see the softs appear. But yeah, very questionable race tyre, I think, beyond 3 laps.
Like we saw last night in C1, like Sam had the soft tires and at the end, and just couldn't keep up with M short on old mediums. So they get very oversteery after 2 laps, you know.
Yeah, Alex coming now out of turn number 9, and he's going to run towards a very tricky part in the middle sector, and it looks like he's got Renzo Lang just behind him, who's on soft tyres actually, so he's going to be catching up Alex massively. But yeah, as we thought, neither of them, this probably isn't they're going to be their qualifying set lap. Yeah, Ren's definitely faster than the car in front, but he's definitely got the advantage.
Ren has got purple already, so.
I think just behind them is Goon, another guy on the softs. We'll see what the lap times these guys can come up with. Making their way through 21. Keeping it close to the wall as they run towards the final 2 corners. Open the DRS for that short burst to the line. And Renzo Lang does a 37.8, almost 2 seconds quicker. As Goon came into the pit lane, so invalidated his lap on that attempt.
Renz is really gonna have to beat his time on the mediums if he wants a good strategy. Going out on softs at the start maybe it might work if you're like in the front row, because you can get some distance from the field. But if you qualify on softs and you're in your midfield, you can pretty much you're guaranteed to stop.
Yeah, I think also the big worry is, because I say the top 3 are very quick laps on the softs, especially. Decent lap times there, and if you start on the softs, it's where you fall back as well, because you're going to be on fresh tyres in amongst faster cars, slower cars I should say, and that could hold you up. And allow people who start on the mediums, who, you know, maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, to ultimately jump you and make an overcut work.
Yeah, I'm watching Hayward now because he's got a purple second sector, and he's going to come in right in a second, and he's on the hards.
I don't think he was pushing through those final couple of corners, but maybe
no,
about to go again.
No. He's
slowed down.
Really back. No.
I don't know why he only
pushed for one sector.
Maybe there's an invalidation that just didn't show up.
Might be.
Had a few of those.
Oh, and Proud Noob has put it in the wall, and he's lost a wing.
And reversing back down the. Just make sure he doesn't retire doing this. He's got a massive gap, and some of the Ferraris has had an off as well. That seems to be Skipper. He might just be pulling out the way of a few cars. So Brandon coming towards and go underneath the grandstand, and around turn 19, taking a lot of curb there, and I think he's just got away with an invalidation. Final couple of corners, keeping it quite away from the wall, so maybe keeping a bit safe. And as he comes around the final corner, it's not as quick, so I think he might just be getting a few laps in before he goes for his run on the mediums.
And Dopiman is going to be the first out on medium, so it's surely he's going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I think the track's starting to quiet down as well, so maybe he's trying to do it when you know, there's no other guys about. But Hayward is on a push lap at the moment. Very good first and middle sector times. It came up purple on my screen, so this could be a great lap for the Mercedes driver if he can. Running very close to the wall. That was near perfect. Coming out of the when you go underneath the grandstand. Around the final two corners, taking a nice bit of curb on the inside, and goes up into P6, almost 8/10 clear of his teammate as well. Undertaker just about to start a lap as well.
Goon is also on a fast lap on softs, actually.
Yeah, 26.7 in the first sector. He goes through turn 8. Hopefully we'll have no invisible barriers this evening, like we saw a few yesterday. Going now down through turn number 10 and see how he deals with his next couple of corners. A lot of curb through 11 and a tiny bit through 12, and as he drops down into the hairpin, making a nice tight line. Of course, he's going to try and carry the speed towards the end of the second sector, and we'll see how his time is looking. He's purple in the middle sector for the Red Bull driver, of course, the winner of last season in the C4. And we'll see now what he can do on these softs.
Oh, he hit, yes.
Big bit of damage for the Red Bull driver, but yeah, quite a few guys now out on the mediums.
Got the mediums. So.
Yeah, I think he's gonna abort here. Yeah. So we have Pete on the mediums, Dopey Man on the mediums, and Sam on the mediums as well. Currently out on track.
Undertaker is preparing to end his lap in a minute, but I don't think it's gonna be a very great time.
He's got the racing point just behind him of Alex, I think. As Undertaker goes into P4.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And he's blocked the racing point, and Alex is out. Just about to start his lap, and it happened all very quickly. But I'm pretty sure Undertaker was sat on the racing line.
Yeah, but he wasn't braking, so I was on him, and he wasn't braking.
Ooh. I think Alex just thought he might move out the way, but he just didn't. So big crack. I mean, Alex is out. At least he's got a lap in, but he is, you know, if he stays inside that top 10, he's starting on softs.
I don't think 39.5 is going to keep him in top 10, honestly.
Neither do I, because Tonka's just gone up into P4, and Dopey Man on his lap on the medium tyres. Let me see, yeah, a lot of guys starting to put the mediums on Two Mercedes have just put them on in the pit lane. There's Proud Noob's out as well. Where's he done? Turn number 8. Just before turn 8.
The Racing Points did not have the qualifier they wanted.
Not at all. As Dopeyman comes, he's just about to go underneath the grandstand in the 3rd sector. And we'll see what his first lap on the first lap of the mediums is looking like as he comes towards the final 2 corners. Healthy bit of curb on the inside, and it's going to be a 38.2, so P5 at the moment.
Sam is having a decent lap so far on the mediums because he's 1 second up on his time.
If he can find a little bit more time, he might even try and get into the 38s. Comes around the final couple of corners, and he'll slingshot himself towards the line.
It's going to be a good lap. It's a very good lap for Sam.
What a final sector.
It's a great lap for Sam.
Getting into the 37s, I said he might get into the 38s, but wow.
Yeah, and he's the first one on mediums so far. So, very good position for Sam so far.
Renzo doesn't have a front wing. Not sure how that happened, but he's front wingless at the moment, currently in P3.
You know, I wanted to mention about Proud Noob with his incident in the wall.
Yeah.
Very kudos to him because he didn't do a reset to track. I know a lot of guys would have just reset the track, and he really tried to get the car out of there, maneuvering. So, very nice of him to do that because reset the track is so dangerous. JC is on a purple 1st sector so far.
Another lap on the softs. It goes over the Esplanade. Oh, no, it's the Anderson Bridge. Now onto the Esplanade Bridge. See what his middle sector's looking like. This could be a provisional pole time. 2 tenths down at the moment. Can he find the time through the middle sector? He doesn't need a big improvement on this lap to get him onto that provisional pole.
If he keeps those 2 tenths, it's pole for him.
Ooh.
Oh! Hit the barrier.
Unfortunate for him. Sam comes in the pit lane. Brandon's just about to start his lap on the mediums. I think this might be one to keep an eye on. As JC
abandons.
Comes into the pit lane. Have to see what Brandon can do. Of course, current championship leader, and he can win it today. Anything less than a win.
Unfortunately, Raul can't join today, so.
Oh, Goon goes fastest, 37.2.
Yeah, that was pretty under the radar.
But Brandon is 9 tenths up in the 1st sector alone, and he's gone purple on the mediums. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Ferrari keeps to the left-hand side now. Down into turn 10, drops it down into 4th gear. And down into 3rd for the next one. As he drops down into the hairpin. Into 1st gear, get that bit of extra rotation potentially. We'll see what his middle sector split's looking like. It's 2.1 seconds up now. I think this could be definitely in the 37s at least. Mercedes driver giving it his all.
Same time Liam goes 2nd fastest.
Brandon out towards the line. It's going to be
pole position for Brandon. I don't think anyone is going to beat that time. 37.1 is a great time on the mediums.
If I'm going to have a quick check, but I think that time would have would have put him 3rd or 4th in C3 yesterday. Very close to 3rd. So that is a very, very good lap from Brandon.
Yeah, but it was clean throughout, you know, like everything was right on the edge of the wall.
Just smoothing, just carrying the speed. It's really important here.
Pete is trying to put a lap down, and he's invalidated.
Yes, I might have to. He's not got time to pit again, but
no, he's gonna have to do it on these tires if he wants to gain some positions.
Well, if he just sets a lap, he would start at least 14th. So that's something you should definitely do. Liam is a 10th up in the 1st sector, and I mean his time was set on the soft tyres. So to be a 10th up in the middle and in the 1st sector on the mediums, going well at the moment is the Alpha.
I have no idea, but Pete decided not to take another lap. So
interesting call. Maybe wanting to avoid some of the carnage that could happen on the 1st lap. Liam half a 10th up on his time now. And Liam will be desperately hoping he can keep it all together for this final sector. Bit of a twitch out of 17. And as he goes under the grandstand, see if he can keep the speed. Using a lot of curve there. And running close to the wall. Can Liam improve his time? He's an open DRS. And he has. So that is a really good lap from Liam as well.
For just a bit, but look at the first top 4.
All very,
There's
very
not 4 tenths between them. 4 tenths between the top 4. So,
and especially with Brandon and Liam being on the mediums, they are very good laps, indeed. We'll see who else is on a. Looks like Tonka's on a flying lap at the moment, trying to improve from P7. He's got a Red Bull just behind him. I think that might be Goon on his out lap, looking to maybe do another lap on the softs. Is the Red Bull. Tonka coming towards turn number 18 and 19. It's the lights reflecting very nicely off his helmet. Indeed, and looks like Hayward's just gone up into 3rd on the medium tyres as well. So both Mercedes having fantastic qualifyings on the medium tyres, and they are.
JC improved, but only by half a tenth, and didn't help him.
And I think Liam is on a lap as well. He's trying to improve on the mediums again. As he comes around the final couple of corners, can he find a little bit more time and get him ahead of Hayward? He does. It's an equal time to Goon, actually.
It's equal time to Goon.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Goon set his lap first though, so he gets the P2. Some very impressive qualifyings for a lot of people, to be fair. A lot of those medium tyres are very quick.
So that qualifier done, and I think we're going to have a very good race with the pace these guys have shown today.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys within a second of the pole time. I'm sure we're going to see some great battles. A lot of difference in strategy as well. You know, a lot of split between soft and medium, so that could throw something up as well. But of course, the top 4, 3 of the top 4 on the mediums, putting in very good laps at the end to get those times. Have to see if they can, you know, the guys on the softs will be very quick for first sort of 3 laps, and especially off the start. So try and use the soft tyre to their advantage there and then.
Yeah, Gun really needs to make a fast pass at the start if he wants to make the most out of those softs.
Yeah, definitely, and also almost try and make a gap that you can slot into, or hope that he slots into a gap so he can then use the fresh mediums or hards or whatever he decides to put on. But of course an early safety car could just throw everything up in the air and all strategies go out the window. Just wait for everyone to pick their strategy and fuel loads, and we'll get ready for the formation lap. Of course, we're at 31 laps around the 5.063 kilometre circuit at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in the heart of Singapore. 23 corners and 2 DRS zones, which should try and help overtaking in the race. But Brandon doing what he needs at the moment to try and clinch that championship today. And we got Goon in second, had a very good qualifying, but on those soft tyres, so we'll have to keep an eye out what happens with him. We got Liam in third, Haywood fourth, JC fifth, Renz Lang sixth, Sam H seventh, Tonka eighth.
We have a car on the grid, Skipper.
Might have had a very early, one of the things where you're kicked back onto the grid, potentially. Hopefully he's okay.
I hope he didn't forget.
Doberman 9th, Composite 10th, Undertaker 11th, Skipper on the grid at the moment in P12, Alex in 13th, Proudname 14th, and Pete is in 15th. Having a look at tyres, seems apart from Pete, everyone outside the top 10 has gone for hards, so that's an interesting decision. Trying to go long, maybe profit from a safety car at some point.
I just can't find the speed in the hards. It seems they're so much slower than the mediums, so much, like by a higher margin than other tracks.
Yeah, I think if you look at the delta, the time between the softs and the mediums is less than a second, but then it's like 2 seconds back to the hards. It's quite a technical track. It does demand, quick change of direction and confidence as well. I think that's quite a big thing. You just don't feel as, secured on the hards compared to the mediums or the softs. As they round turn 21, very, very, very near to get racing in Singapore for the penultimate round of the Asia Cup. It's flown by, the Asia Cup. 8 races in total, and I think in pretty much, well, potentially apart from today, I think most of the leagues are, going down to the final race in Suzuka.
No, I think Sem's won it.
Sorry, Sem's won. Yeah, Sem's won C1, isn't he?
C1 is one, actually.
Yes. But can Brandon copy that here today as we await the lights? I think we just got Proudname or Alex, not too sure which one it is, just coming into his grid slot now. I think it's Proudname.
Yeah. Well, Brandon surely has put himself in the position to do it, so.
Definitely, as the lights are here now. We have 2, 3, 4 and 5. And it's lights out and away we go in Singapore. It seems a really good start from the Ferrari. Further back, looking to try and go on the outside. Will Goon challenge into turn 1. I think it might just be too far back, but the Red Bulls haven't got the inside. Oh, and Haywood ran wide. I think he had a bit of contact with.
Oh, Doberman has just had an incident. I don't think he's whole.
Oh, and down the inside goes the Toro Rosso of Undertaker. And he hit the McLaren, and he is right down the order now. Side by side is Haywood, and Tonga's going to try and get the inside of the. It's a free wide into turn 7. Tonga might have just got 2 places. He's going to be battling with Renz Lang, who's trying to get the inside of the Haas driver. A bit of contact, a bit of wheel banging, but Tonga's through. Tonga getting 2 places there, and further back, Skipper's still in P12 where he started, but at the front, Brandon still leading the way, and JC's made up 2 places as well. But I think him and Haywood came together Oh, and Tonga's gone off. Tonga's gone off, and he's collected Rens de Lang coming out of turn 13. And he's collected by his teammate for good measure. I don't think Peter's any damage after doing that. Oh, down the inside goes... Oh, Rens de Lang's out. Rens de Lang is out.
He's
and we
hit
have
the
a
wall.
VSC. Yeah, I think he hit the wall on the left-hand side.
I think he... Maybe he collected Tonka?
No, I think Tonka crashed into Rens de Lang. And
Undertaker is topped on track behind Rens.
Yeah, I think maybe he doesn't want to overtake him with VSC, and now he goes past. Oh, and JC's into the pit lane. JC's using the VSC and coming to, getting rid of. Is he getting rid of front wing? No, he's not. So this is just a change for tyres, and he's onto the hards. And his teammates actually following him in as well.
So
Sam in the pits.
Both racing points have gained massively since the start, and also Pete. They've come from the back
Composite
of the grid to the midfield. And Composite, yes.
We're racing again. But I think it was Hayward got sent wide by JC, which is my, I don't think Hayward has any front wing damage, but further back, I think Tonka spun and then was hit Rens de Lang on. And Tonka made a really good double overtake into 7 and 8. But a hectic start. And Composite gaining massively on the soft, so that gamble's paid off for him. Up 5 places. But I think it might be important for Brandon. He's almost got that second gap to Goon. So while Goon's tyres are in the better state, he can't use DRS.
To be honest, I don't think Goon is gonna be able to improve after lap 3 on the softs. So if Brandon gets that second, then for a couple laps, I think Goon is gonna have to pit and Brandon is gonna run away.
Yeah, see that gap's already to 1.4. Brandon sets the fastest lap of the race.
Liam actually says the fastest lap right now.
As DRS is enabled. Oh, big moment for Liam going into turn 3, and I think that might just lose him DRS on the Red Bull, but kept out of the wall, which is the important thing at this stage. But I think, we can start to see maybe the soft runners starting to struggle a touch. But of course we've got to keep an eye on the guys who have pitted as well, JC, Undertaker, Sam and Skipper, because when everyone else makes their pit stops, they'll filter out amongst those guys. But I wouldn't want to be on the hards to the end of the race from now. They're going to feel awful right
I think Skipper is going to pit one more time.
Yeah,
and the others will try to go to the end unless the safety car shows up. But it's going to become very slippery after lap 25 or so.
Dopeyman tried to have a look around the outside of Composite, and he's right on the back of the Red Bull. Running down to turn 14, will he try and send one up the inside? He's going to try and go for it, but Composite's late on the brakes, and I think Dopeyman thinks about that sensibly and just hangs back. But you can see, look, Composite's lost out to Hayward quite a bit in this last sort of lap and a half. So the soft tyre's not faring very well at the moment. And Alex has actually joined the back of this train on the hards.
Look at the gap between Brandon and Goon.
2 seconds.
It's increasing. Yeah. I'm betting Goon is pitting like maybe next lap.
Dopeyman had another look down the inside, but I think you're just going to have to wait until the next DRS zone. He's got a lot of ERS as well to use. Got to make sure Alex doesn't have a go at him as well. He's got the best seat to watch all this. Dopeyman with DRS into hot laps, going to go round the outside of 6 and down the inside on the Red Bull when he gets the position for turn 5. Comes is going to try and fight it back, but just has to tuck in behind on this occasion.
Yes, and Alex is right behind him.
And this is, I think this mini battle's allowing Proud Noob to close up a touch as well. So the what we thought was a poor qualifying for the Racing Point, they've changed it around in the race at the moment. And Liam as well is closing into the back of Goon quite a bit as well.
Yeah, I'm guessing Goon's tires are dead by now.
Yeah, especially you got to think about they've done quali on these tires as well. It's going to be even more of a struggle. I think you can definitely see the two Red Bulls starting to struggle a touch. As Goon comes to the pit lane. Goon is into the pit, so that frees up Liam. No, Composite's got to stay out because he doesn't be held up in the pit lane. Oh, I think Composite has front wing damage as well. Yeah, he does on his front
he's
left.
Missing yes, he's missing an end plate. I think Liam is gonna start closing the gap to Brandon. He seemed faster in the beginning stages of the race. With some clear air now, he might close the gap for a bit.
Yeah, interestingly, Goon's come out on medium, so committing to a two-stop, potentially. And he's going to have to try and make his way through the field now, but Alex looking to go down the inside of Composite. They're going to go side-by-side through turn 7. Composite's going to try and hold it around the outside, bit of wheel banging, and down into turn 8. The Racing Point on the outside. Oh, and a bit of a squeeze, and that might allow...
Composite just...
Oh, they've all come together!
What happened there? Composite
spun round.
Yes, after trying to close the door, but I think he was too late to close that door.
Both Racing Points have big wing damage.
This is gonna be a report from I think both of the Racing Points are gonna report Composite for that. But this is a matter for after the race.
Yes, and I think also one of the problems is neither of them realised that Proud Noob got a brilliant exit out of turn 8, and he was actually alongside them, and I think both of them just didn't see it. But the two Racing Points having an absolute battle for who can get into the pit lane first.
Yeah, and well, they actually battled quite nicely last race also, so we might have a very good battle from them also. Oh, Proud Noob just touching the wall again. I think he's missing both end plates, and
yeah, both of them.
He's lost basically every bit of downforce he could have. And this is going to be a double stack, unfortunately, for Proud Noob.
Composite just making his way.
Is not going to be happy.
No, there's a bit of tension between the Racing Points last race after a incident in the safety car. I don't think this will help things down there. But into pit lane as well, Pete.
I don't think either of them was at fault now. So
no, I don't think that either. But I think maybe, I mean, 3 wide into there is a big ask anyway.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Proud Noob is the biggest loser of the 3. So
yeah, definitely. As Undertaker goes up in the 7th and JC up in the 5th. And JC, after making that early pit stop, is 3 seconds behind Goon, so not losing out massively. And maybe Haywood and Dopey Man will be battling JC when they eventually make their pit stops as well.
JC has proved in a couple more races that he can take the tires to the end. He can save the tires. Remember Russia, I think, where he got to the finish line with really worn up tires, and he kept it together.
Yeah, I remember that as well, because I think JC does have really good pace, but I think in the first few races he competed in, he just got involved in a few incidents after a not very good qualifying, and I think he's just got it together. Maybe a little bit more practice, and fighting the podiums now, which is really good to see. Oh, and Alex has sent one up the inside of Pete into the hairpin, and he's got the move done. And
oh yeah, fresh mediums, fresh wing. I think he's going to have a different pace now.
Yeah, and I think Pete has got wing damage. I don't know if it's from that incident or another one, but Pete coming into the pit lane moments ago, it might have been from them, or he might have clipped the wall, which would have allowed Alex to get past. Fastest lap
of the race.
So this could be an undercut attempt, because if Goon can get out ahead of Brandon, You know, try and close that gap down as much as he can. Then he's got fewer cars to overtake towards the end, where I assume he's going to go mediums again. If he can. Alex on the back of Skipper, maybe trying to send one down into turn 3, bit of contact, and that almost sent the Ferrari into the wall. And Alex now has got a much better exit out of the corner, and he's trying to go around the outside into the next corner, and I think that is the Ferrari round. Alex trying to go around the outside, and coming together with Skipper. I don't think he's got, he doesn't have any front wing damage, at least. But Alex desperate to get past the Ferrari, and he's now up in a P9 on the back of Sam H. And Alex seems to be very quick at the moment. He's trying to find a way past Sam down into turn 10. And those fresh mediums... I
don't think this is the right place to try and overtake.
He's going to do it though. Tie on the inside, bit of wheel banging.
No! That was legitimate. That was legitimate badass. taking Sam in that hairpin.
There's no front wing damage for either of them, so it was relatively clean. And he's now trying to have a look past Undertaker as quickly as he can as well. The final sector is normally follow the person in front. No, not up the inside into here. He's going to try it though. Oh, and he's passed.
And cleanly.
Underneath the grandstand. He gets past. Alex is not mucking about. He wants to get on with this.
Yeah, well, he's given us the show last race, and he's giving a show today. So
he wants to try and make the progress on those mediums and push on as quickly as he can now. I think he's another person proud of himself the fastest lap of the race. So both racing points seem to have very good pace, but that incident might have cost them. Sam on the back of Undertaker trying to go up the inside down into turn 7. Undertaker much later on the brakes, and Sam thinks about his front wing a touch. Sam's got one lap fresher hard tyres on at the moment. Goon slowly closing that gap down to Dopey Man. See the gap to the leader. Gap currently 26 seconds for Goon. I don't know off the top of my head what the time is for a pit stop, but the gap's slowly coming down between Goon and Brandon. Sam following Undertaker. Alex has already got almost 5 seconds on them. Oh, he hasn't got 5 seconds on them now. Alex is flying on the fresh mediums. 5.4 seconds clear as Undertaker comes into the pit lane. Maybe a bit of wing damage he's just deciding to get rid of. He gets a 5-second penalty as well for his troubles. I think he's going to slot out behind Composite in what will be P12.
You think he can take the mediums to the end?
20 laps.
I don't think so. I don't know. Gonna be a lot of work.
He's going to try it though, it seems, going on to mediums. New front wing. And all the gaps spread. Alex now 6.4 seconds in a lap and a half.
He's improving his lap time by a second a lap, every lap.
Yeah, getting the confidence. He's not got a lot of ERS at the moment, but seems to have good pace. Goon as well closing the gap, and Hayward's closing on the back of Liam, who's actually into the pit lane now. End of lap 10. It's Dopey Man up in a third. Surely hard for Liam now to the end. New front wing as well. Missing that end plate. I think it's going to be close with JC. Of course, JC pitted very, very early. Can JC jump the Alfa Romeo? He might be close. And JC does get ahead of Liam. Of course, Liam with much fresher tyres though. Interesting what the gap back to Alex is, whether Alex can use the mediums to try and close in, potentially. The gap's quite big though at the moment. But track-wise, after the top four have made their first pit stop, JC, well, should be in a net P2. Because Liam was in P2 and he's come up behind JC. JC's going to get right in amongst the leaders, and if he can keep those hard tyres in good nick, he could be on for a podium finish here if he doesn't need to pit again. Proud Noob onto the back of Skipper. He's going to send one down the inside turn 7, but Skipper shuts the door firmly and keeps ahead of the racing point.
To be honest, I think Liam is in the best position right now. Looking at him and knowing he can make tires last as long
top three
as
in
he
the
wants.
pits.
This is going to be interesting.
Double stacked. Brandon's coming out of the pit lane now. He's got a massive gap. Liam had a front wing change, didn't he? So that's why Liam was held back quite a bit. Be interesting to see.
The double stack worked perfectly for the Mercs, so.
And losing a tiny bit was Hayward on the exit. And can JC go round? He's outside. He has. JC's got past.
And he has.
But yeah, I mean the Mercs, I'd say are probably in the best position at the moment with their fresher tyres.
Well, I don't know. Liam is only 1 lap old, so
yeah, I mean
not much of a difference.
6/10 back as well.
Yeah, and he's right in the back of Hayward, so.
Oh, yellow flag! Oh no, Liam! Liam's spun.
And he's got no front wing.
No front wing as well. Oh, that's annoying for Liam. Seemed to be in a very, very good position and front wingless at the moment. But there is no one in a position to utilise this VSC for a pit stop. Literally no one.
No, nobody's close. So
I say, if Goon was close enough, maybe this is the good time to go for hards. But it's now ended and we're racing again.
And Alex is going to be 6th.
Yeah.
After.
Depending on what strategy Liam went for, I don't think he'll have any hards left. If he chose the harder tyre strategy, oh, and we got someone else into the wall. I think that's the Haas of Pete. I think he might be missing a bit of front wing as well. So not a good race for Pete in the Haas at the moment. I'm interested to see what tyres Liam go on, because I don't think he's got another set of, unless he picks the harder tyre strategy.
I'll just check what tires they have ready for him.
I mean, there's not much going else out.
And he's got the mediums ready, yeah. No, it's tough. Mediums. I think there was a glitch in the game.
Yeah, I think I saw that as well.
Yeah, it changed for a bit. So yeah, the Alphas really save tires very well. So I'm pretty sure Liam can take it to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he will lose a bit of time in the last laps, but.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a late safety car or something, he could profit from something like that. But he should now be the quickest car on the track, I'd expect. Fresh
by
mediums.
A margin, by a good margin, I'd say.
Yeah. Also, he is a very quick driver, as we've seen so far.
Pete's retired.
I think maybe just cutting his losses and retiring in the pit lane though. So at least he did it that way. Hayward though on the back of JC. He's got front wing damage from earlier on in this race, and that will not be helping him. And Hayward might look for a way past into turn 1. Goon's held that gap at over 3 seconds as well at the front. So that's good signs for Goon, and I think as things stand, I think he'll be very close to Alex when he comes into the pit lane, when he comes out of the pit lane for his next stop.
I don't know, but if they didn't have that incident, the Racing Points would be in very good position right now. I mean, they're not bad right now, but they could have been up for podium spots.
Hayward though down the inside of JC, and goes side by side through turn number 7, and JC I think is going to have the inside line, and he's going to keep the position actually. Good defensive driving there from JC, and he keeps ahead for the time being. Hayward might try and find a way down into turn number 10. A little bit too far back, and this is allowing Dopey Man to really close in on the pair of them.
If JC can keep Hayward behind for a bit more, Hayward is going to be more occupied of keeping Dopey Man off his back than overtaking. So might help him a bit.
He's got a very good run out of the hairpin, and now maybe trying to look around the outside. Down his turn 14, but the Ferrari again just shuts the door. And he has to sit behind. But yes, as you were saying, the Racing Points are still in a relatively good position. But of course, I probably, definitely one more stop they still have to make. So hoping for a VSC or a safety car later on. Can JC hold off Hayward? Again, of course, DRS for the Mercedes driver. Down towards turn 1. Not quite going to close in enough, but I'm sure down to turn number 7, got a much better chance on the next DRS zone. Brandon's got that gap down as well near the front.
Yeah, Liam was also catching composites pretty fast. 2 seconds only now.
Hayward looking to the inside.
He's gaining.
He's going to go down the inside. He's going to get the move done a lot sooner than he did. We tried to last time. So Hayward up into 3rd, and it's a Mercedes.
Oh, Dopeyman just went in the back of JC, and I think he might be missing a bit of a nameplate there.
It looks good. He gotten away with it.
Yeah. It was just a short bump, so.
Yeah, no damage done from that small incident.
And the penalty for Goon, 3 seconds. That's not going to help his case.
He's starting to lose the time to Brandon behind, and Brandon can now really see that Red Bull. And I guess he knows he's closing the gap as well, so this is going to help him more and more. But Liam's got composite just in front of him, and Skipper not too far up the road as well. So Liam could be making up a few places very shortly, and Dopeyman will be trying to do the same as well. I don't want to jinx anything just yet, but I've got a feeling Brandon might be winning the championship today.
Yeah,
Dopeyman goes to the inside of JC and gets the move done into turn 1. Yeah, I mean, it's such a shame Raul couldn't race today. But work a little bit more important maybe than this.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing real life is always more important than racing, but yeah, it's a shame because we could have had a very nice fight today, and potentially in Suzuka also.
Liam closing up to the Red Bull, and yeah, I mean, Raul, we've seen his pace this season, super quick, and Brandon being super consistent. I think, and I think it was last race or the race before, I said it was going to be rain in Suzuka, the absolute showdown. We can still have rain, and still, I still want to see a good fight between them at the end, and I'm sure Raul will be going for the win as Liam gets past composite for P9. And he's now got... Actually, Skipper came into the pit lane, so he doesn't have Skipper in front of him. He now has Proud Noob. Quite a distance up the road, though. And Goon's into the pit lane. See what tyres he goes on to. Maybe another set of mediums. Or hards. It's hards for the Red Bull. I believe.
Yes, it will be hards. I don't know. I would have went with the mediums now. Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. 15 laps on the mediums doesn't seem far-fetched.
Yeah, I guess maybe just the comfort, 15 laps on the hards is, slam dunk. The normal, less than the normal strategy, so maybe just going for that instead of risking it right at the end. And I think Goon I think with the 14 lap better tyres, I think he can definitely catch up to JC.
To JC, yeah, but the top three.
No.
They're gonna stay out, and I'm seeing them as out of reach unless an incident happens.
Yeah, I think with their tyres only being 5 laps fresher, I think it's quite an ask.
Might be a Mercedes 1-2 tonight.
It might be, and I think they already clinched the constructors. Actually, no, they haven't. So I think this will seal the constructors as well for Mercedes if it finishes like this. I say the next highest challengers in the constructors table are, well, Rao. It's Renault, but Rao does have all of Renault's points in the Asia Cup. JC losing a little bit of touch to Dopey Man. Those older hards starting to get a bit more slidey now. We'll see. Are there any? What's the next battle that could be forming up? Proud Noob's closing the gap on Sam H a touch, but I think we might see Alex and Proud Noob into the pit lane over the next couple of laps. Undertaker, fresher tyres might be closing up. Might be under attack from Skipper at some point as well. Dopey Man's closing in on. Oh, yellow flag, and I think that's Undertaker.
So, no penalty for the top 4.
I'm pretty. Undertaker almost hit Skipper, but I'm pretty sure the barrier's sticking out. I'm gonna go on board with Brandon. I know if you hit some of the barriers around this track, they stick out.
Brandon is fine. His wing looks okay.
The wall is no, I think it's fine. It looks a little bit sticky out, but it's at the back, so you don't go near that part. So, I think we've got thank God for no invisible barrier. Dopey Man trying to close the gap to Hayward and trying to split the two Mercedes drivers.
And Undertaker is in the pits.
Wonder what tyres he's going to go for.
Whatever he has left, I think.
Going for hards.
Yep.
Might as well try them all. I think Proud is... Can't tell if Proud Noob's closing the gap on Sam H. I think he might be. No, he's losing touch a little bit, so the medium tyres starting to go off for both Racing Points and Composite. We'll see if Alex comes into the pit lane on this lap, stays out for another lap. I say, if for the Racing Points, is it worth trying to go to the end? Almost cement a 6th and 8th rather than.
I think the tires are going to fall off at some point. But if I would be the Racing Points now, I just maybe strive to get to lap 25 and then go to softs.
Yeah, try and hope the field spreads out a little bit more and maybe try and get a fastest lap point as well in there.
Yeah, because Alex has a decent gap to Sam and Proud Noob, and I think if he gets the softs, and he's not very far back. In 6 laps, he can gain back the positions.
Yeah, definitely. I think also, I mean, what time they're going to be doing roughly? I mean, like a 1:42, 1:43, and if you go onto softs, you'll be in the 1 minute 30s potentially. I mean, or 1 minute 40s.
Well, yeah, with a low fuel at the end of the race, he can do laps of 1:39s pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, but see, well, when Liam came out on the mediums, he was a 1 minute 40.7. I mean, that's a couple seconds quicker than the pace the guys will be on now. So yeah, I think soft tyres you'll be miles quicker.
So he'll basically be like around 2 to 3 seconds faster than the guys in front.
Yeah, Goon slowly reeling in JC as well at the moment. Gap just underneath 2 seconds. We'll see what Goon can do when he closes up on JC. I think at this point might be going to the end. Probably going to the end. As Alex is into the pit lane now. Proud Noob stays out. And Alex is going to go for a
mediums
set
again.
Mediums. Yeah. New front wing as well. And there's not a massive difference between mediums and softs on this track. In quali trim it's probably about a second. So I mean over the 10 laps I think it's probably a better call to go for the mediums now than go for the softs in sort of 5 laps time. Because then also you've got to do 5 laps more on the mediums you're already on. Oh, and into the wall! Into the wall goes Goon. And he's lost his front wing. Yeah, coming off the Anderson Bridge towards the hairpin, he just took that slight kink way too tightly. And
that man has been so unlucky this season, like so unlucky.
Yeah, we know he's a quick driver, but I think just a bit of misfortune here and there, and a small mistake just costing him massively. And
yeah, and a short season also. Can't really recover. Yeah. So basically, he's gonna come up around, I don't know, behind Alex, I think, maybe. Oh no, in front of Alex, but
I think near his
he's
teammate.
Gonna come back in points. So
yeah, definitely. It's not all lost. I think mediums will be famous. Sam H coming to the pit lane as well. And Proud Noob stays out another lap.
I think he's trying to. The problem is trying to do what I was talking about. Maybe trying to go for softs. But if he goes for softs with 8-9 laps to go, that's gonna be a bust. I don't think he can actually do it.
Oh, Liam's got past Proud Noob.
Yes. Right. No.
And
Composite is in the pits.
Proud Noob not close enough to have another go at Liam. But Liam now up into P5. He's got a massive gap in front of him as well as Skipper gets past Composite, who's gone onto the mediums. Sam's gone onto mediums as well.
So Goon...
And Alex going around the outside of Goon.
That's because Goon has fitted 11 lap old mediums.
Oh.
He doesn't have new tires. I think he asked for mediums without knowing he doesn't have any mediums left.
Ah.
And they just fitted what he had.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to pit again.
Yeah, I mean, I wait for a couple of laps and go for softs maybe, but then by that point you're going to be, he's going to be 11th at that point. But yeah, that is frustrating. Of course, it's annoying how it limits. Of course, it's like real life. It limits you to a certain number of tyres. As Alex is on a charge now, fastest middle sector, and making sure he can try to close up on his teammate, who, as you discussed, I think Proud Noob's into the pit lane actually on this lap.
It has to be mediums for him because 10 laps is quite a lot for softs.
And mediums it is. Does he have a fresh set? He does.
He does.
Alex has the fast lap of the race into the 39s. I saw him actually on the previous lap. He was driving in no ERS, so I think he might have been going for a.
He went for it.
He went for it, yeah. Oh, and we got debris on the track because Undertaker, I think, has hit the wall, and he's missing part of his front wing. And Goon's actually coming to the pit lane for hards. Let's get rid of those old mediums.
And the hards are not new also. They have their 4 laps old. So basically he's out of tires. Maybe he has softs available, but... Oh no! Goon has hit the wall! Oh my god, he's hit the wall at the pit exit.
No.
So he's got no wing now.
I mean, at this point, he might as well come in for softs.
I don't know if I could take... Ben, you have to believe me. I mean, like, I can take a lot of stuff. I'm a back marker myself, and I'm used to just run in the back. But at this point, I really don't know if I could carry on. It might just be like, I'd go in the pits and retire. I'm not wishing for him to do that, but
no.
This is so much bad luck in one single race. I mean, come on. Actually such a good driver.
He's already been through the pit lane 4 times. I don't know if he wants to go for a 5th.
But he's gonna have to because he's got no wing. So.
I mean, and Brandon is actually, to compound things, is about to lap him as well. As Goon respectively gets out of the way. And Brandon...
Knowing you just won the championship last year in front of Brandon, actually.
Yeah.
Being lapped is really not something you enjoy.
No, I think it was last season. It was Goon who was Mr. Consistent, finished on the podium the most by far, and I think Brandon just had a few inconsistent races. At the start and midpoint of the season. I know towards the end of the season he was very strong, but Brandon's definitely brought his A game for the AJ Cup, and well, we can see that now. Don't want to jinx anything. You know, it is very easy to crash on the hards on your own towards the end when you're leading.
Goon is in the pit lane and he's got a 5-second and he retired. I'm sorry I jinxed it or anything, but you know, if anything, I really can understand him. I mean, there's only so much someone can take.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dopey Man, a gap still 2.5 seconds, and might try and make a late push to try and gain P2 and split the Mercedes. But so far, I think everyone is so spread out at the moment. I mean, the closest battle is the one for P3. And I think a big thing of this, you know, this track is very easy to have an incident. It's very tight. It's a street circuit. I think also the fact is, you know, it's such a long lap. You can make up and lose so much time. So it's a track that splits the driver ability as well. So if you're, for example, something like, I don't know, Monza, maybe a gap that's a 10th difference between 2 drivers might be, half a second around here.
Yes, and well, Proudman sets the fastest lap of the race. So the racing points are battling even from afar.
Both want that fastest lap. Gain that extra point.
I think Brandon, I don't want to jinx it, but I think Brandon is opening champagne right now. And 17 seconds is basically something, he only needs to bring the car home.
Indeed. And yeah, I mean, even if he needed to pit, again, he's come out in... Oh, Hayward's left.
Hayward has left the session. Oh my god. I hope he can get back in really fast, because Dopeman is gonna... The AI is a lot slower than the actual driver, so...
Yeah, you see that gap is coming down already. And... yeah, I mean, hopefully he can get back in, because... I'm not too hot on the rules with ghosting, but I think you've got to do 90% of the race. And you need to have done, was it 27 laps? So JC could be on for a podium here if Hayward can't get back in, but hopefully he's got another invite.
I'm sure even JC doesn't want the podium like this, so
22 laps on those hards. As
and Dopeman has overtaken Hayward. Yeah.
Unfortunate for I think I'm pretty sure they still get the constructors if it finishes. Actually, if Brandon, I think if Brandon wins, it gives them the constructors anyway because there's no Renaults here today at all. Hayward's back.
Hayward is joined.
Yes.
I don't think he'll be able to catch Dopiman, but anyway, at least he keeps the podium spot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hopefully his car stops ghosting. I think he's back in.
No. It said he joined, so.
Yeah. Hopefully he's back in his car. Oh, yeah, I think he. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's back though, so that's at least he had another invite and he can get back in. Proud Noob is rigging the life out of that racing point. Whenever I go on board with him, he's throwing it into every corner, and I think he's now trying to maybe get close to Sam. But Sam has good pace as well on the mediums. I think Sam, when he came out the pit lane, he decided just not to go for the fastest lap, like the two racing points did. Gap between Hayward and Dopeman, 3 seconds now, and that could be a big ask this late on in the race to try and pull 3 seconds. They're both so evenly matched since they came in for those hards. Oh, and Liam's into pit lane. And we could see soft tyres.
It should be soft. It should be soft tyres.
It is.
He's got a pretty good gap with Alex.
He's going to come up behind Proud Noob, I think. It's going to be close.
Yeah, but he's going to have mad pace for the first 3 laps. So
I say, with all the guys being so spread out, Liam's wanting to put on a show right at the end. As Hayward's got the gap down by half a second as well, in 3rd place. But I feel a fastest lap incoming from Liam.
It's definitely going to be, and also Proud Noob has gotten this time penalty, so I'm going to check if Liam has some.
Proud Noob slowly working his way up to the back of Sam. That was 3 seconds about a lap ago.
So Brandon's got a penalty, but I don't think he cares.
I don't think that matters at the moment. Yeah, Hayward's closing in on Dopeman now.
Yeah, JC's got a penalty, and well, Alex has got 1 penalty for himself. Yeah, Sam has got 2. And let me check Liam, who doesn't even have a warning, if you can believe it. Not
he's
even
purple in the middle sector. He's got front wing damage though. Missing a bit of an M plate, but he went purple in the middle sector. I don't know if that's new or old damage.
Pretty big damage actually, but I don't think he's gonna go to repair it. I think he's going to the end.
Oh yeah, I mean that's, what was that? Yellow. Front wing damage. I think he's still on those softs. He's going to have good pace. Sam is right onto the back of Alex. I think he might have made a small mistake. And the McLaren in the DRS range of the racing point. Alex does have damage, and it was a less than ideal line through turn 5. And Sam now could be getting up in a P5. He's going to try and go up the inside through turn 6. And he's ahead of the racing point. And now Proud Noob's on the back of his teammate. So I think Alex has got that damage.
Laps in the race. Yeah, the last laps in the racing points are backfighting again.
You just can't separate them.
Yeah.
Bit like 2017 in the real life races. They were always at it with each other. And Proud Noob. Will we see a dive down into the hairpin? Not on this occasion. Alex has gone a little bit deep. And Cam Proud Noob, he's got a much better exit off the corner. And he's already passed his teammate. And maybe just not wanting to have a coming together there was Alex. And Liam's onto the back of him now. But Hayward's got that gap down back to 1.6 seconds, 1.7 now. Oh, yellow flag, yellow flag. Who's that? And gets Skipper Skipper's gone off.
It's Skipper and he's wingless.
And we have a VSC. Oh, Brandon's in the wrong place to go for softs and try and get the fastest lap as well.
A lot of people near. I don't think anyone is gonna have the guts to go in the pits.
Alex is. I think he had the front wing damage he had. He was inevitably going to lose the place to Liam. So putting on softs, the damage is less.
And the Skipper is behind and has no wing, and I think he's gonna come back ahead of Composite. So basically, he can actually go for the first lap. So
yeah, he's coming out the pit lane now. So I think he's going to keep ahead of Skipper's actually into the pit lane to get rid of that. Well, to put a front wing on that car after he lost it, and that promotes Composite up to P9 now.
Yeah, and I'll bet Alex wants the fastest lap. So
Haywood,
0 ERS.
Haywood though is less than a second behind Dopey Man. So can he regain that P2 now as they work their way towards the end of the lap? He's within DRS range, but a fantastic launch off the final corner has managed to get Dopey Man a bit of a bigger gap. But Sam leading Proud Noob and Liam as well. That battle is very much on for P5. Sam's had a good race today.
I think this could potentially be his best result so far.
I think it is, because it was Rush. He was on for a really good result, and I think it was a late safety car and I think it was a small incident towards the end cost him that good finish, because he's currently 16th in the championship, so only 4 points to his name. So this will be a big finish for him, but he's got to hold off Proud Noob and Liam, who are right on his tail at the moment. Haywood right behind Dopey Man as well. With DRS, surely Proud Noob's going to try and attack the McLaren as they go down Raffles Boulevard. To the inside goes Proud Noob, and looks like he's got the move done, but Sam tries to fight it back, runs wide after a bit of wheel banging, and that allows Liam to sneak up his inside, and Sam has lost 2 places in 1 corner. Very unfortunate.
Sam's best result was 8th in Russia, so
I think, yeah, the P7 still a good result. Haywood is still right on the back of Dopey Man. Have a look. I mean, Sam is where he started as well, so you know, good result. And Proud Noob up 9 places. Dopey Man's up 7. So he's had a fantastic race, getting up in the P2 from 9th. JC having a race on his own on 27 lap old hards. Practically done the whole race on those tyres, as Haywood didn't quite close enough into turn 7, so he's going to have to sit behind the McLaren for a little bit longer. And that battle for P5 starting to spread out a touch, as Proud Noob seems to have the best pace because he's got a fully intact front wing at the moment.
Undertaker has brought the gap down to less than a second, and he might just have DRS.
What, on Skipper? Isn't Undertaker a lap down on Skipper?
No, I was saying Hayward.
Oh, Hayward, sorry if he's an Undertaker.
No.
Oh, Alex has gone fastest lap of the race on those softs.
Well, expected. As expected, actually.
Yeah, 39.6. And I think that'll be the fastest lap for him, unless anyone decides to pit now, because this is your last chance.
So basically, everyone still in the race, except Liam, has gained positions from where they started. Except Undertaker, and Sam, and Brandon, of course, who are exactly where they were.
Yeah, I think, well,
but
it was Goon.
Proud Noob has
and
gained 9 positions. Dopey Man has gained 7 positions. So this is a great race with Dopiman and Proudham, all the same.
Yeah, definitely. I think Proudham as well with that. Didn't he retired in qualifying?
Yeah.
So great stuff from starting right at the back.
And Brandon, I think he has won the championship in style, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, done everything to perfection, it must be said today. Faultless. You know, got past. Well, they got past Goon. And unfortunate race for Goon, despite starting in P2. But yeah, pole and what will be surely a win with that bigger gap, and he's just about to start the final lap of the race. But Hayward
is right in the back of Dopiman, and can he try something in the last lap?
Jay Manza runs a little bit wide as they come out of. They go into turn 19, and he's saved up his ERS, and he's going to deploy all of it, I'm sure, on this last lap. As Brandon is now approaching Raffles Boulevard, the main overtaking spot, the long straight. He's currently 24 seconds up the road, but Hayward now starting the lap. He's got to keep with Dopeman as best he can through this first sector. Dopeman gets a 3-second time penalty though, which could cost him. I'm not sure what the penalties are between these two. But Hayward has got that gap very close, and he's got the Ferrari inside of him, which is not going to help him at all. And he's closing in on Dopeman. Will he make a last lap move? He's just not got the straight line speed, and I think he realised that as Undertaker and Skipper. I mean, what are they doing?
Hayward doesn't need to pass because he's got no penalties.
So no penalties. I think maybe that. Maybe he knows that.
Yeah, he needs to stay there, and it's his second place. Well, to be honest, he deserved it because it was only the error that got him out of the session that lost him the second place. So Dopiman is not going to be too upset about that, I think.
No, and I think at the moment they're just trying to avoid Skipper and Undertaker are on fresh tyres and have got, you know, better pace than the guys who are on 20-lap-old hard tyres. But I think Hayward probably knows. He probably, you know, utilised the team radio, and he knows Dopeman's got a penalty. So I think he's just keeping it sensible as Brandon wins the race.
Crosses the checker flag and
wins the Asia Cup.
Win and the championship, yes.
Great season from Brandon. Unfortunate for Ralph, of course, but this is Brandon's 7th podium in a row. Podium every single race, so you have to give it to him. Super consistent all the time. And Dopeman will cross the line in P2, but of course it will be Hayward who makes it a Mercedes 1-2. So perfect stuff for Mercedes, who also secure the Constructors' Championship for the Asia Cup.
We have to give it. We have to give it a shout out to JC, because of all the races we've seen, he's always been so consistent and so close to that podium. I'm sure he's gonna do a lot better in the regular season coming with the new game.
I've got to say, 29 laps on the hard, fair play. I mean, skating about very much, but he does get P4. Proudnoon will come across the line P5, and Liam does jump him though on penalties, and Sam gets P7. So best finish for Sam of this season, and actually a best finish ever in RLH. I think this is Sam's first season, so very well done to him. Alex comes across the line in P8, and Composite will round out the order and pick up 2 points down in P9. But a very interesting race. Some very competitive racing at times, and
some really fast drivers. I think that a lot of these drivers without incidents and penalties and bad luck. In Goon's case, I think the championship fight would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the C4 in this version of the C4 with these drivers in a full season, because with, you know, a lot longer You know, I think some of the guys will really get to show their true pace, and I think we could see a lot of different winners in the C4. As
yes,
you know,
and
other guys get more consistent.
Means you can, yes, and a longer season means you can recover lost races or lost points or bad lucks. You know, so
yeah,
a lot more time to take back the mistakes you maybe make.
But it's Brandon.
On to Suzuka.
On to Suzuka for the final round. Championship is decided, but there are a lot of places still left up for grabs. You know, there's a battle for. I think actually Dopey Man might have secured P3 as well now, with Enns and Latchmet not racing. It's going to be very close with Hayward. But I think Dopey Man has secured P3 as well with his third place finish here tonight. But there's a lot of battling in the midfield, and you know, from fourth downwards, the fight is very much on amongst the field. But I mean, I think the final thing to say is well done to Brandon, championship winner of the Asia Cup in the C4, the second championship to be decided in RLH, and I think you can see by his tick he's very happy indeed.
Yeah, I think he's very happy. Yeah.
I'll try and invite him to the. I'll try and invite him to the call. Every time I've tried before, they never. The C4 never reply, but I'll give it a go. Yeah. Well, I mean, have they got a 7th winner? It was 6 winners in 6 races in the C2. Super competitive. The top 3 were separated by 2 points or something. It was crazy. Try and do a podium interview. Try and get all the guys up on the podium. Haven't managed to do one as of yet. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've invited the top 3 anyway, so we can try and get a podium interview. We'll see how it goes. Give it a minute or two.
Brandon says he's in.
Is he? Oh, he is. Hello. Firstly, is your Brandon, is your party thing set to share? Perfect. I've got to say, well done. Super consistent all season. And you've sealed up the championship today. How'd you feel?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that Raul couldn't make it, because that would have been interesting and more exciting, but here we are. So yeah, pretty happy about that. I mean, he's definitely pushed us all hard. He's very quick.
Yeah, and I mean, super consistent today out on track. I mean, I think the gap at the end was 25 seconds or something. Have you been putting in a lot of practice for Singapore?
Did a little bit, same as usual really. As soon as I had that gap, I just made sure I didn't bin it in a wall.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's all I can do. I'm in a party with Dopey Man and Joe Hayward anyway, so
okay.
I know what's going on behind me.
It's our first ever podium together.
Nice. Perfect stuff. Could pretty much control the race at the front then, the 3 of you. Oh, I was praying you'd get back in.
So basically, Dopey Man just got the 30-second penalty to give you the position back, or?
I know. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I completely lost my tyres towards the last couple of laps. It was just dreadful. So
yeah, the hards are very very skatey towards the end of the race, especially when they get beyond sort of 20 laps.
Yeah,
but
I wasn't getting on with it very well at all the last couple of laps. But
yeah, and then of course,
penalties.
Yeah. Of course, with Suzuka coming up next week, I see the battle is very, you know, whilst the top three, I think Dogman, you've actually secured P3 in the championship as well.
Hey.
Yeah, he did. I just checked. So congrats.
So well done on that.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Secured the podium. But Hayward, I think you are now leading the battle for fourth, which quite a lot of drivers are involved in. Are you confident you can hang on to fourth next week? Yeah. It's actually your first podium of the season, so well done on that front. Consistently getting in the points though. Yeah.
Consistency is also a treat, so congrats on that. And basically, Suzuka is going to be the fight for fourth, actually, because we have the podium set up. So Hayward and Enz and Lahmet will maybe get the most TV time, so to speak. Less walls in Suzuka, so just stay away of the gravel, maybe, and and make sure not to bin it in 130R.
I say I'm pretty sure it was Russia. I predicted rain for Suzuka, and I'm still going with that. I've got a feeling there's going to be rain next week.
Like light rain or heavy rain?
Nah, full wet whole race. It's 100% my fault if it rains.
Yeah, we'll blame you. I had a feeling it was going to happen tonight, but luckily it didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, Singapore in the wet is not a friendly track.
No, definitely not.
No. Thank you all very much for joining the podium. Well done to all three of you. Especially Brandon getting the Asia Cup win.
Thank you very much.
But of course we still have one more race left in the Asia Cup with the C4 Suzuka next week, and we're racing in Singapore for the final time with the C5 tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time, so that's another thing to look forward to this week. But I think we'll end the stream here and let everyone go. So thank you Kanal for joining me once again, and look forward to commentating next week.
Thank you very much, and we will see you in Suzuka for RLH's last race of Asia Cup.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, and of course, good luck to yourself for tomorrow.
Well, thank you. I'm really hoping to just stay off the walls. My biggest hope is only 2 pit stops. This is my biggest, and well, no DNF after that, of course. No, really, it's a really hard track, and as you know, C5 is basically the category where we're not very experienced in racecraft, most of us. So it's always a harder race for C5, like Singapore and Abu Dhabi maybe, and Baku. They're always harder races for us than most, you know. But I'm hoping for no safety cars tomorrow, to be honest. And
and C3 and C4 managed it somehow.
Yeah. Well, it's doable maybe because, you know, knowing you don't have the racecraft, maybe we'll all be extra careful, and even though slower, maybe we'll keep it off the wall and make a good race and a good show for everyone.
And
so good night, and
hopefully I'll be speaking to you on the podium as well.
Well, I think it's a touch too early for me because, well, I'm improving. I have to say that since joining RLH, I have been improving for quite a bit, but it's slowly getting there. But I'm going to be hoping for a podium in the next season. And for this season, I have I had 2 goals. I've achieved one. One of the goals was a P5. I got 2 P5s, and the second is top 10 at the end of the championship. And I'm it's a fight. So Singapore and Suzuka are going to have to be very good races for me to achieve that.
Yeah. Good luck nonetheless.
We will see. Yes,
and,
thank you very
we'll
much.
See you next week.
See you next week. Thank you, Ben. And